Omar Ortiz Global. I am Omar Guzman Ortiz. I'm going to talk about the origination of sagging. Sagging did not originate in prison, it originated in slavery. I'll say it again. Sagging originated in slavery. Young boys who were black slaves at the age of 7 and up were raped by the slave master, and he was broken in. When he was broken in, it was called bucking. When the slave master had any of his friends come over who were slaves, the indication that the boy had been broken in already through grape were the sagging pants. Sagging pants were indication that he was broken in. He could be used for the pleasure of men. Also, grape was used to control black male slaves. You had a black slave who was rebellious, who went against the system. What the slave master do? He would tie him down, and he in an open area, and he would grape him in front of the fellow slaves in order to humiliate him and destroy his status around the fellow slaves. It was used as control. Also talking about the situation as far as the slave master wanting to reproduce other black slaves, what he would do, he would take the a woman slave, tie her down, and put a hood over her face, and then he would bring in a male slave, and from behind he would reproduce. Now he didn't know whether he was doing that with his cousin, his niece, his sister, or his mother. That's where you get the term mother effer from. It comes from the ritual that the slave master would use to reproduce, and also another form of humiliation to the slaves. Also, what the slave master do, he would take young black boy slaves, and he would house them in different areas, and he would dress them up in dresses, and the slave master or his male counterparts would have these slave boys perform different things. Getting back to the sagging in prison. Now in prison, at one time he took the belts from the prisoners, and their pants would sag. But also, what happened with that was when the gay prisoners would use the sagging to indicate that they were open to gay sex. Some kind of way, shape, or form, when these guys got out of prison with their sagging pants, it was seen as by others who had not been in prison or jail, there was a form of rebellion, and he adopted this style, quote unquote, of dress. You have to question yourself why your entertainers are out here sagging. Is it anything that's dealing with negativity or making black people look bad is orchestrated, and we have to know our history in order to change the way we carry ourselves as people, because African Americans set the tone for everyone's behavior around the world. Black Americans set the tone for behavior and dress around the world, from sneakers and clothes to the way you speak. Getting back to the N word, do not use the N word. The N word means you are an ignorant person, and the definition of that word. And it's also curious, you go from the sagging, also how you have these entertainers, as far as these rappers and singers using the N word in their music, and now you have other race of people using that word. Also, we have to get into the bitch word. When it comes to our women, use that word as a term of endearment. That is a female dog. A female dog, when she gives birth to a male, it is a dog. But also, when she gives birth, the female dog also gives birth to another bitch. We have to understand that the black people in America are not dogs and they're not bees. You are the first creation of God. God created the first human being. It was a black man. From the rib of the black man, he created the black woman. So you are not a DOG. You are a GOD. The words that you use are extremely important, and the way we carry ourselves in this country is very important. And I don't know why African Americans in this country love to gravitate to anything that's negative, as far as speech and the dress, as far as Monique talking about the bonnets on your head, extremely long lashes, weave down to the floor. Other blacks around this world emulate what we do. You have these black people in Europe, in the Caribbean, they watch us Love and Hip Hop. They see how we carry ourselves, and they act like savages. Savages. It's not cool to give out a whole lot of male energy from a woman. It's not cool for a woman to be confrontational. It's not cool for you to have your behind hanging out. It's not cool to have your cleavage hanging out. For some reason, we have to get back to the point before the desegregation that destroyed the black Americans. We had to get back to the point where we had more pride and dignity in ourselves, and when we had less money and we were forced to work together because we couldn't integrate with the white man, we had more money, we had more dignity, we dressed better, and we spoke better. We had a better connection with God and a connection with family. Speaking of family, it's another problem in the black community. You have no respect for family. The reason why other ethnic groups are steadily going past African Americans, when you're not shooting each other, Young Dolph, Biggie, Tupac, when you're not killing each other, you're not being married and having families under the same roof. And these things all are orchestrated by white supremacy and the government. And the problem is we don't know our history, and we don't know the plan that is set forth for us to destroy ourselves. Other ethnic groups, as far as the Jews, the Italians, the Asian groups, the Latinos, all work together in a family unit, and that's why they're able to progress. Also, you look at the billions of dollars that African Americans spend on clothing and cars and lashes and chains, and then you want to sit back and talk about how you're broke. You're not broke. You're too busy for some reason wanting to show off in front of other people that you have a certain lifestyle that you really don't have. Instead of worrying about keeping your family together, giving your child your name, find a decent man to get with or a decent woman to get with, we're out here acting reckless and we're self-destructive. The images that they give you as an African American subconsciously gives you the reality that you are that person. The only thing, if you look at your television, there is no Cosby Show. There are no positive things you watch about you. It's all about what this nut 50 Cent with all his gangster shows, and also this gangster music that we have adopted as part of our lexicon, us as a people. But you have to understand, one of the reasons why we are destroying ourselves is because for your whole life you're listening to the gangster music, and then your whole life you're watching negative images of you being a drug dealer or a pimp or killing another black man. Then you emulate and do these things because you're brainwashed. We are nothing but puppets on a string. That's all we are. And until you wake up and understand what the plan is for you to destroy yourself, the government and the white supremacists don't have to worry about you. Why are you getting upset when a white police officer or black police officer kills a black man, but then when somebody kills somebody in your neighborhood, it's just par for the course, it's just something to do? Or you want to wreak revenge on somebody. It used to be a time that you were a man, you threw your hands up and not a gun up. Cowards carry guns, men throw hands. One day we're going to wake up, I don't know when that's going to be, but check out your knowledge of your past so you can have a better present. It's Omar Ortiz. I'm out.